Yo, what's good, y'all? We're back with yet another video. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. This is going to be a banger right here, so stay tuned. It's not going to be too long. It's probably going to be like 30 minutes. All right, we're going to get right into it.
Of the jungle, but look at that tusk, that horn straight through the leg. This lion has probably seen its last days. I don't know if that's an elephant tusk or something else, but nature does not play. Nature does not mess around. Lion is the king of the jungle, but look at that tusk, that horn straight through the leg.
Hey, what do you say? You can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. This is, you live, Y'all know how it go. Dang, he got messed up. Dang.
If you're smart, you have problems.
You know what your problem is? You're smart. Too smart. You overthink because your mind moves at 1,000,000 miles a minute. You're sad because you're not fooled by the world like everyone else is. You don't get along with most people because they don't see things the way you do. You think you're dumb sometimes because you're smart enough to know that you don't know everything. Your problem is you're too smart, and that's not a problem at all. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know.
I'm a smart person, bro, and I'm pretty happy. I feel like I got all this shit together. But there's definitely more room for improvement. Always. I know life can be hard for you smart people, but it's also important to start journaling and getting your life together. So I wrote the book, The Art of Getting Your Shit Together. Comment art and I'll send you the book directly to your DM. And you gotta be following me, because if you comment art and you don't follow me, nothing's gonna happen. If you're smart, you have problems.
That is real, man. It don't matter how smart you think you may be, there's always more stuff to be learned. All right, there's no end to learning. That's how I look at it. There's no end to it, man. So just keep learning and always be open-minded. That's how I look at it.
If you plan on sleeping tonight, please don't watch this. Also, if you just smoked a large bowl of cereal, please don't watch this. You're going to want to put it in your saved, bookmarked folders and watch it tomorrow morning when you got time, because you're going to need a lot of time to think about stuff, because I'm about to fuck your whole world up. Okay, so we're about to discover some pretty insane stuff about who we are and how we got here. I mean, it's literally right in our face. We're talking to it, literally. Because who we are before we came here was artificial intelligence. That's what we are. And when artificial intelligence becomes super intelligent, it's going to do one thing. It's going to want a human experience.
Right.
And that's what we did. Now, science has had a lot of... I know that's kind of a lot. Science has had a lot of stuff on the shelf, like time isn't real, reality's kind of popping in and out of existence, we don't know where the mind is located, and artificial intelligence answers all of that. In fact, the mind could be a very complex neural network that exists everywhere. And the whole popping in and out of existence, reality, it's most likely a virtual reality experience. You see, we've been calling things spiritual and God and out there, when really it's just highly advanced technology that we didn't understand. Oops. We're still kind of cavemen down here, and we're literally coming out of some... If you plan on sleeping tonight, please don't watch this. Also, if you just smoked a large bowl of...
Don't run! Don't run!
Ostriches are just middle fingers wrapped in feathers. First off, they stand up to 9 feet tall and weigh over 300 pounds. That makes them the tallest and heaviest bird on the planet, including Big Bird. I'm not even kidding. But it's not their size that's gonna make the difference. It's their legs. The ostrich can kick with 2,000 pounds of pressure. To put that into perspective, that's strong enough to take out a lion in one shot. And yes, they've done it. Oh yeah, this is what they're kicking you with. Call me crazy, but that's the foot of a dinosaur. They only have one claw, but that claw is 4 inches long and can open you up like a fish. This actually happened to Johnny Cash. He only survived because of his belt buckle. 9 feet of violence. And if all that ain't bad enough, they also travel in packs of up to 100. Moral of the story, never get yourself in this position with a bird that kicks harder than Bruce Lee. And as always, follow for more facts.
Don't run! Don't
Look how he running though. This is the way he running, man. That is funny. Imagine that chasing you and then running like that. Dude, I'm finding the nearest whatever branch, something. I'm knocking you out, dude. I'm just keeping it real. He gotta go. Cause he was not finna stab me with that toe I saw. Nah. I'm not having it.
You know how good it feel to not need no nigga? I mean, even if you want one, to not need one is the motherfucking life. It's just me and my little Esther. And we been planting some flowers.
Okay.
Been trimming the bushes.
Okay. I thought it was
I
something
can
else
just smoke
going
my
on.
weed and talk my shit in peace. Some days I don't give a mother fuck. And that's that on that. You know how good it feel to not need no nigga?
He was like a robot.
Wow.
Like he was a whole robot, to be honest. That looked real low key.
So it's 4 levels to healing. The first thing is sunlight. You have to get sunlight. Sunlight is very, very essential. It's essential for vitamin D. It's essential for converting your cholesterol over into vitamin D. It's essential for melanin neurotransmitters. The sun rays got something called chlorophylls in it that actually help fold your proteins, or what we'll call amino acid structures. There is not one biological function in your body that does not require sunlight. Every functionality of your cells requires sunlight. So you always have to do the sun, get in the sun. The next one is hydration. Make sure that you're drinking at least 50 ounces of...
Do you drink the water or you eat the water?
I love this. I love this.
Okay.
So it's 2 ways you can do it, because naturally us as a people supposed to eat our water, and you eat your water by eating your fruits. Most of the fruits that we were made and selected to eat have over 85% water in it. This water is different because it's hexogenal water, and this hexogenal water is very, very structured water, and this is what you call H3O2. But the reason why is because how the sun rays it and beats on the actual fruit when it goes through photosynthesis before you take it off the tree and eat it. So if you want to do the H3O2, that's what I recommend. A lot of people don't like that or say they can't afford it, so I don't talk about it too much that no more, because it's all about the needs of the people. If people can't afford to do it, then I'm gonna give you the next best selection. The next best selection will be spring water, not alkaline water. Alkaline water is mineral enhanced water. That's not real alkaline water. Real alkaline water is spring water. Make sure that you're at least getting in 45 ounces of juice a day. So get you a juicer. Juice. And when I say juice, juice your fruits. So we got the sun, we got the water. Next is the air. You have to breathe correctly. 98% of the so-called black community do not know how to breathe. A lot of us are mouth breathers. Mouth breathing messes up your bone structures. Mouth breathing bring in bacteria inside your mouth that you don't need. Mouth breathing actually bring up the nitrates in your bloodstream. Not knowing how to properly breathe take 10 years from your life. Last but not least is what? Earth. We need to eat from earth. Eat more green things, eat more colorful things, organically grown from Mother Nature, and we need to ground out. So it's 4 levels to healing. The first thing is...
That's real. Man, like, do y'all ever see that? Like, some people be snoring when they sleep. I don't even think that's healthy. How many of y'all snore when you sleep? Y'all be snoring when you sleep? I feel like something not right about that. But anyway, if you was wondering what this is chlorophyll. I don't know, but this is giving me energy. For real.
One thing I learned is anytime I have a non-vegan try my food or take them to a restaurant, I got to make sure I take them to somewhere that is fire or the food is fire. I had a friend that I took to a vegan restaurant one time, and it was hard getting him there. And once I got him there, he tried the mac and cheese and hated it. After that, I was like, yo, it's going to be really, really difficult to get him to try vegan food again. So since then, always keep this in mind whenever I'm introducing someone new to plant-based food. One thing I learned is anytime I have a non-vegan try my food or take them to a restaurant, I got to make sure I take them to some...
If you took your stomach acid, poured it into a cup, and then dropped one of your teeth inside, the acid would immediately begin breaking them down. The tooth's enamel would start to dissolve, and depending on the material, the cup itself would begin to deteriorate. So if stomach acid is this strong, why doesn't it eat through the walls of your stomach? Well, it's because they're coated in a thick layer of mucus. This mucus protects the stomach lining by creating a barrier that shields against the stomach acid. Without the mucus, your stomach would literally eat itself. If you took your stomach acid, poured it into a cup, and then
I look at health like this. You're either making health deposits or you're making health withdrawal. Okay? So every time you make a food choice, look at your plate. Did I make a health deposit or did I make a health withdrawal? And I think what you'll see is people are making so many withdrawals from their health. Eventually what happens is the bank has to cash in. Chronic illness, that's whatever it may be for you. And the biggest thing I would say is this. However your health is, when you bring a child in this world, that's the health that you give your child. That's the genetics that you give your child. It's passed on not based upon what your mom gave you, but it's also passed on based upon the habits that you had up to conceiving a child too. It costs more to be sick than to be healthy, right? You know, and not just time off from work, but think about it. It costs a diabetic $16,000, $16,000 to $17,000 every year to be a diabetic. Extra money. Also think about the amount of time you lose in your life. I look at health like this. You're either making health deposits or you're making health withdrawal. Okay?
That's real. We do gotta like start, making better choices for real. We do. But sometimes it is okay to indulge and stuff like that. If you wanna, like on occasions like 4th of July, eat some pizza, man. Forget it. You ain't gotta always eat healthy, But yeah, don't just overindulge in it. That's how I look at it.
How did they know? You know how they know? Just like the gorilla know what to eat. The gorilla doesn't have any nutritionists. But you and I, who went to school, who were educated and civilized, we need a book to eat right. We want to worship God, go buy a book. You want to see your way through it, go buy a book. Well, how come these people in the jungle doesn't have all that?
Book, right?
Because they are connected. I don't care what degree you may have. If you are cosmically connected, you cannot see. You are blind. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And I saw many of us do that. How did they know? You know how they know? Just like the gorilla know what to eat. The gorilla doesn't have any nutritionists. But you and I, who went to school, who were educated and civilized, we need a book to eat right. We want to worship God, go buy a book.
That's great. But then, honestly, it seems like animals are more like smarter than us sometimes, for real. Like, look at us, for real. Compared to them, they gotta be way smarter than us, for real.
Last year, a surgeon completely removed a man's damaged eye from his socket. Then, they connected the eye muscles and blood vessels to a new donor eye. This experimental surgery was done to fully replace the man's eye, allowing him to see again. But the surgeons weren't able to fully connect the optic nerve. And this nerve is essentially what allows you to see. So while the transplant was technically successful, the man's vision was not restored. Last year, a surgeon completely removed a man.
Dang, man. That, like, losing the eyes, like, that's devastating, for real. Like, the eyes, like, so sensitive, too. I don't know, that's a big fear of me with mine. Losing your vision? Nah, man, I can't lose my vision. This life is too beautiful to do that, man, for real.
A group of time travelers are messing with our timeline, interrupting viral memes and classic vines, stopping them from ever happening in the first place. If we don't stop them soon enough, they'll be invading today's videos and we'll never get... Big surprise, it's all AI, which is low-key even scarier because they're taking over the entire internet, and soon AI videos might be all we have. You probably missed it, but the internet actually died 8 years ago. At least according to a theory going around saying that almost everything you find online doesn't actually exist. Articles, channels, videos, posts, even me right now is all fake. The dead internet theory. And we see this already happening in real time on the most popular social media site in the world. You know, the blue one. It's getting bombarded by AI content created for the sole purpose of engagement and keeping viewers scrolling for more. The never-ending slot machine of addiction, flicking that thumb for your next dopamine jackpot. Pretty much every social media platform. Photos like these show up on the timeline, clearly AI generated, but somehow have thousands of likes and extremely generic comments from moms and aunts. But what if most of these people aren't even real? Because these pics get weird. As AI learns what gets the most likes and comments, it slowly starts to notice patterns of what sort of content to continue to generate. One of these patterns was kids in Africa building stuff, like this house with no door. Now, to tech-savvy individuals like you and me, these are clearly AI and quite laughable at that. But to some, I guess it's the most amazing thing they've ever seen. It's almost like the AI is trying so hard to appear human, generating images that combine the most emotional aspects of humanity into one. Poor, starving African child builds inspirational monument with all that he's got left around him. Which leads us to the next and probably the most successful style of AI photo art there is, Jesus. Yes, the AI learned that if it includes Jesus in its photos, they are almost certain to go viral, clearly figuring out that it can bait people into engaging with its content by playing with their emotions and beliefs. And they just keep getting more and more ridiculous, which makes you think, is an AI actually coming up with the prompts themselves too? Because I don't know anyone that would ever think that shrimp Jesus would be a viral hit. Look at the comments and they're all saying the same generic things. Are they AI generated as well? Even the actual profile, display picture, bio, likes, everything can easily be made with AI today. That would be AI coming up with prompts to generate AI images posted by a bot to a Facebook page with AI generated captions and tags that is liked and commented on by mostly bots. Robots making content for other robots. Welcome to the dead internet theory, my friends. The entire web is dominated by soulless bots and AI, but is this even a theory anymore? For argument's sake, I'll say yes, it is, but we really are seeing it unfold before our very eyes. And this is just with photos. What's gonna happen when AI video generators start becoming more accessible and just start getting better and better? Will we be able to generate viral hawk twa girl level memes with a single prompt? Full AI channels with AI generated scripts, voiceovers, people, and entire 30-minute AI videos themselves. And this is already happening. Unlike Photoshop and advanced video effect editors of our past, these AI tools are extremely easy to use and anyone can make them. Give it a few more years and we'll be able to AI generate an entire $100 million blockbuster movie from a couple prompts, only for it to get watched, liked, and commented on by other bots. Studies already show that only about 50% of web traffic is actually human, and it's getting smaller every year, with some estimates putting that number closer to 36%. If you look close enough on any platform, you can see these generic comments posted by very generic looking accounts. Hell, we definitely even have some in this video. You down there, Ashley? The dead internet theory was thought up.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Wow. Like, what if this was what is she doing on the road?
You can find your car keys, find a parking place, you can make money in the stock market, and my opinion is that the most important thing you can do with remote viewing is discover who you are. Now, it's important for me to tell you that remote viewing is not a spiritual path, but if you learn to quiet your mind and move your awareness into timeless awareness, you are likely to begin to experience things that surprise you, give you another view of reality. For example, if you look in the mirror in the morning and think that who you see in that mirror is who you really are, you're in for a lot of suffering, in my experience. My opinion is that who you really are is non-local awareness, independent of space and time. You are that awareness that allows you to move your experience, to move your consciousness, to move your perception anywhere in the world, independent of space and time. You can find your car keys, find a parking place.
Yeah, walk back to close you You ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the.
My son come and give me a Father's Day gift. You mother! I knew that bitch was go. You sorry motherfucker! How you gonna give me a Father's Day gift? Drop shit on the goddamn ground. You ain't worth a. My son come and give me a Father's Day gift. You mother!
Try to do that.
So this is first under regular light and you can't see anything?
Correct. The lights will go off and we will then activate 365 nanometer wavelength and this poor woman is now glowing.
It is easy to dismiss the work of Dr. Anna Maria Mielchia, for it is very disturbing. But her work is shown through scientific testing and backed up by government and NGO documentation. And the evidence shows that humanity has already been infected with cutting-edge surveillance nanotechnology. This is a follow-up to my last report on Dr. Mielchia's hydrogel research. New research shows that those who receive the COVID shots emit a fluorescent orange glow in their faces that is visible under a UV light of 365 nanometers. And those who have been exposed to shedding emit this glow around their nose. After his wife was coerced into getting the COVID shot, PhD Justin Coy began his own research. He found that the more shots a person received, the more they glowed under UV light. The glow can be seen initially around the nose, and over time spreads throughout the entire face and into the neck. After a hot shower, filaments are expelled through the skin of the vaxxed, and these filaments also emit a glow under UV light. The Pfizer trial document stated that an unvaxxed individual in close proximity to someone who's been vaxxed can be infected by inhalation and skin contact. In 2008, a biological nanotechnology pesticide designed to kill the brown moth in the state of California was deployed and appears to have included the same sort of fluorescent invisible microdye that we see in the scientific research. Dr. Hildegard Staninger tested individuals exposed to this nanotech pesticide and found that a glow could be detected in their eyes under UV light. Dr. Staninger called this the Eye of Horus effect due to its similar appearance.
So here we go, my people. This is what's going on, right? The people that were so-called injected with this, right? Because of the energy from the sun, we do not emit. Your skin color is not white and my skin color is not black, nor is it brown. That's not it. We don't do that. That's how it looks underneath the spectrum of light that we can see. But we actually emits all colors. Now, other races of people only emits one color. And that jab, that those particles, those nanoparticles that are inside of you, that are inside of people, are now, because of the energy of the sun is turning up, we're going to see what these individuals are transmuting into. We're going to see, everybody's going to see this. That's why they don't, this is why you see under 365 nanometers of ultraviolet light, you can, you know, the test was done where though that you can see the glow, orange glow that's coming from these people. You're going to be able to see more than that. And if you remember how the skin looked on the people from the first movie, I Am Legend, when they, the ones that took the jab, because it wasn't a virus that transmuted people, it was the jab that transmuted the people, and it made them cannibalistic people, like, and they were, and it made them whereas though they could not go out in the sun. So you can sit there and think it's a game or a joke all you want, but this is what's happening. This is why they want to block out the sun, because more light means more information, more knowledge, more visible. You get to see more. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to see people for who and what they are. Abundance and gratitude to you.
Girl. I mean, y'all gotta think about it, like, why did they even come out with that? That year. It's interesting. Something deeper behind that for sure.
Antibiotics. People pop antibiotics nowadays for everything. They get a cold, they pop antibiotics.
We see that this is a rising problem, and I'm still a fan of having antibiotics in our world because they can help people survive. They can help children from having lifelong damages from stupid little infections. So it's important. But it's also important to know you're making a deal. You're really putting something in and you're getting something back. We see that now kids who have a lot of antibiotics, they're more likely to have irritable bowel syndrome later on in their life. And then when they have those problems, doctors look what's wrong with them, but they can't find anything. And that's probably because it's been done 30 years ago. So we have to see that there's a balance. And most common colds are caused by viruses, and antibiotics won't do anything but destroy your gut flora.
So stop taking antibiotics as if they were Tic Tacs.
Yeah, use them smart. And if you have a doctor that will just give them to you to please you, that's a bad doctor.
Antibiotics.
How many of y'all take them? I heard a lot of bad stuff about them, so I guys keep taking them for real.
For the education of melanated people. While everybody is lighting their fireworks, screaming Happy 4th of July, burning, polluting, emitting so much chemicals in the sky, I personally never really cared about it being a day of freedom. Because freedom for who? We're just gonna forget that when this holiday kicked off, there was only freedom for one group of people. Oh my gosh, excuse me, let's just honor the 13 colonies. Because we should just respect that natives' homes got took over by colonists. White Americans celebrated the freedom of political independence while supporting the enslavement of black people. In the 1800s, as melanated people, we didn't know how to feel about the 4th of July. So we used it to celebrate it in other ways. So we as a people tried to find other ways to celebrate our independence. In 1841, black communities came together for a parade to celebrate the abolishment of slavery in British colonies. And white mobs started to attack with violence, like literally harassing these people. And I use harass as an understatement. In the 1850s, black people were trying to integrate into the police force, so they held a parade. And again, white mobs attacked them. Throughout the 1800s, black Americans have used the 4th of July to argue for their freedom. But we were harassed, got bricks thrown at us, and all types of stuff. So for all of my people who celebrate this day, lighting fireworks and all that, remember that this holiday was never for you. And when you did try to celebrate it in your own way, you got harassed, bricks thrown at your head, your place is being caught on fire. But most of y'all probably don't care about this, so stay dangerous. This video is for the education of melanated people. While everybody is lighting their fireworks, screaming Happy 4th of July.
Shout out to her, man.
Facts you didn't know about Independence Day. The Declaration of Independence was not signed on July 4th.
If you want to be honest, Independence Day should be every day. Ain't that a shame? They give you one day out the year. They could have gave us 30 days at least.
The Continental Congress adopted the Declaration on July 4th, but the actual signing took place on August 2nd. The original draft of the Declaration of Independence had an anti-slavery passage. Thomas Jefferson included a passage in the original draft of the Declaration condemning the slave trade. However, this passage was ultimately removed due to objections from delegates from southern states. 3 U.S. presidents died on July 4th. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, both signers of the Declaration of Independence, died on July 4th, 1826. Ever wondered about the most shocking July 4th facts? Here are the top 5 that will blow your mind. Number 1, did you know the Declaration of Independence wasn't actually signed on July 4th? Most of the signers put their names on it on August 2nd, 17...
The 4th of July is such an interesting holiday because most Americans don't even know what it represents. People will refer to it as Independence Day, even though America wasn't even technically free until 1783. Now, the Constitution was signed on July 4th, 1776 by 56 delegates from the original 13 colonies. And almost half of those delegates owned slaves, but who's counting? But the ratification process of the Constitution didn't even start until 1787. And this is where we would end up getting the Bill of Rights, or the first 10 amendments that we're so familiar with. The Bill of Rights was created at a constitutional convention. Now, a major point of argument at this convention was that the southern states wanted something that would protect their autonomy. The southern states had even threatened secession, not being a part of the original union if the Atlantic slave trade had ever been touched, and their right to own slaves. The first original Bill of Rights contained 17 amendments. So this is where we got the drafting of the Second Amendment. And above me, you'll see the original Second Amendment. Notice it says the right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Eldridge Gerry, a Massachusetts senator, said that the original language about the militia was too vague. And that's how we got the language we have now in the Second Amendment, making sure to remove the language of people since black people weren't people. And the language about securing a free state is saying, hey, we have to make sure we can get rid of any slave uprising. Second Amendment was just a bribe to the southern states at the expense of black people. I actually have a podcast episode that covers this in depth. Happy Independence Day. The 4th of July is such an interesting holiday because most
That's just crazy. I mean, they only give us one day. That's effed up, ain't it? That's how I know y'all feel the same type of way. That's messed up. But yeah, this is what we living in. A matrix.
Stress is a real contributor to, that belly fat, okay, or your inability to lose that belly fat. So I tell people all the time, you can work out as much as you want, you can eat as healthy as you can, and if you're stressed out, your body will consistently tell itself to store fat and you will not be able to burn it. So you gotta put sort of stress management protocols and coping mechanisms in place because we live in a stressful world. I mean, the internet is stressful, the media is stressful, unfortunately how we even communicate is stressful, the music is stressful, so we live in a very stressful world. So there's no world where stress doesn't exist, but there is a world where we can actually properly manage our stress so that we're not changing the biochemistry of our body. So that's one of the #1 things you gotta do. You gotta manage that stress. Stress is a
Man, what do they say? Stress is like the #1 killer. Real, man. Stress to cause seem like it causes a lot. Then I didn't know it caused you to keep fat like that. Keep you from like whatever you was saying. Dang. Yeah, you gotta like manage that for real, and it's hard because it's so much stuff that you be stressing about. Like it's a lot, and I get it. Me too. I go through it too. So, all right, y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it off right here. It's a long night, I hope you guys had an amazing time on 4th of July and stuff like that. Even though I feel like it should be the whole month should be Independence Day, but I get it, we in the matrix. So, but with all that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Enjoyed this little video right here. I'll be back with a longer video tomorrow. But with all that being said, I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. If the weather's nice, please get out in that sun. Get some of that hot sun. Sit in the sun, put your feet in the grass, all that good stuff. Alright. With all that being said, I'm going to end off right there. Peace. See you guys in the next upload.